Yes, Stephen King, the name that conjures up a love for many bibliophiles, who has had 42 of his books adapted into films. That's a really gosh darn large amount of movies from one author. There have only been two that have had more adaptations: Shakespeare and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Those obvious Sherlock Hound. Sherlock, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Sherlock Holmes, excuse me. However, anyway, another one that I recently found, The Dead Zone, with who else but Christopher Walken, leads an all-star class cast including Tom Circuit and Martin Sheen, who was winning in this film, in a thrill that's ahead of its time. Schoolteacher Johnny Smith had a beautiful fiancée, a rewarding career, and a fortunate life, until one tragic accident changed everything. After slamming into an 18-wheeler, Johnny is plunged into a 5-year coma. When he awakens, he finds his true collision was with destiny, pardon the pun. He now has the remarkable gift, or curse, of seeing into the future. From horror master Stephen King and director David Cronenberg, this supernatural thriller turns an everyday guy into a reluctant hero, saving children in danger, helping the police, and capturing serial killers. But Johnny's next vision may be his most terrifying yet, and gives him a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save the world, at what may be the ultimate price. The Dead Zone itself refers to a part of the mind where he receives visions of the future, and he could either let it happen by itself, or he could alter the future. And this is a result from crashing into a milk truck, of all things. Of course, fitting with the standard motifs that goes on with Stephen King. Think of like how there's The Shining at the Overlook Motel. And yeah, this movie does not pull any punches. This is a serious movie. Almost like, I guess, when King has his way of writing books, he does it with just to show, like, it's like, yeah, you can have some monsters like Pennywise, but they're also the regular everyday citizens that could be the monsters. That is one of the things that you will notice, where it is the human beings that are the true like creatures, and they just always got to look out for certain things. And in this case, it's like everything about this movie, I was just astonished, because I was thinking, okay, this is going to be a sci-fi movie. It is very slightly, and it's like there's no girl from the brother from another planet, no razzle dazzle in this film. It's all just straight, just people getting billed, where this couple of people are billed. This is when Smith receives his vision and finds out what's going on, and as they discover who one villain was, he bills himself. What makes this movie good is what I liked was the escalation. It's like, yeah, he wakes up, and then immediately the movie lays out like what's going on. The woman that he was going to get married to is like, yeah, she's got a daughter, and there's this other she got remarried, but also at the same time he is dealing with these visions. And this isn't just like an over-the-top acting thing like that. No. This is just subtle. It's not in your face, because it's like, first we get the local stuff that's going on, but then it's also mentioned that there's this politician named Greg Scotkin, I think, who is trying to become president. And he gets tormented, which I love, because we get to see not the desperation in the eyes of Walken or Smith, but at the same time, you could tell how it's affecting him, because it is draining his life essence, whatever you want to call it. It makes him just look older and more pallid, if you will. And of course, you got the doctor who's researching everything, finding out what's going on, providing the bridge, and giving a logical explanation. This I liked, because it's like, yes, he says there have been documented cases. It's not over the top. It's not like ham-fisted in. It's all done very well to just ensure, hey, I like it's like, hey, here's what's going on. And it's just going to show that, there are going to be some people who, it's like there's going to be, because what this movie does, what took me by surprise was politicians. And I can't really think of too many politicians inside Stephen King novels, so it was interesting to see Martin Sheen, who plays a delightfully superficial politician, who ultimately has an idea where he is going, and I'm just going to spoil it, he's just going to launch a missile with a briefcase, and it's just, wow. Just seeing the vision right there. Again, it's just the fact that it's set in the realism that just got to me, and I'm like, was just watching every second of it, just like, I just think this is just so brilliantly acted. And just, wow. It's like, one of the parts of the trivia was that, right on the IMDb, is that for the finale, like, with a gun, I think that, what was it, Cronenberg was, where they practiced off screen of Cronenberg firing, like, what is that, a squib or something like that over at Christopher Walken, make sure he didn't blink, something like that, and they got it right with the practicing, and it's just so gosh darn good, because that finale, because eventually the politician is revealed to truly be corrupt. What a surprise. Where he holds a baby for, as a shield, and they eventually expose just a nasty, nasty man that he is. And I have to admit that when Martin Sheen portrayed the politician in in this 1983 movie, it was just like, yeah. There's maybe one or two funny moments, but what I love to see is just the regression that goes on with Walken, because he feels like he's getting, like, he does not want anything to do with people. He becomes reclusive in his house and, does like tutoring and piano lessons and stuff like that. And it's just like, you look at it, you just think, yeah. What else was, and it's like this movie handles everything well. It's balanced, because it's like how he feels about the dead zone, how he feels about, like, dealing with his ex, and just how he could possibly affect the future. It's like, even when he's getting the fan mail, he just shoves it into a closet because he doesn't want anything to deal with it. It's just the close-ups, the camera shots, everything is just so choreographed and great. And it's like, I don't think Stephen King gave his opinion on it. If I remember, he said, yeah, if I had to guess, he would say, yeah, this was really gosh darn good, because it's like David Cronenberg and Rob Reiner know how to direct and capture the essence of what makes these books and put them onto screen. So, and it's also Dino De Laurentiis, I think, he wrote this. So, yeah, it's like, it's the escalation, it's the tension, it's the performance, it's just it's the billings that are going on both on the local and national level. Yeah. There is it's like, you can tell kind of like what's going on here, and just the faded white just to represent all just the realism and stuff like that, and what's going on of his mind going on in real life. If I had to kind of say, hey, can you do maybe a little bit of sci-fi, or maybe going into his brain, even just showing like the dark side of his brain for like maybe 30 seconds, that would have added maybe a little razzle dazzle, I guess, if you will, the sci-fi. But honestly, I felt like that would have just taken away, that would have just negated the uncomfortableness that this movie provides. So yeah, I don't know. This movie is not for everyone. It is disturbing. It's unsettling, I guess is the word. The suspense thriller. So I don't know. I say, if you want a gosh darn good watching of a Stephen King movie, then I highly recommend that you watch The Dead Zone.